Okay, in this commentary I want to talk about shifting from unhappy to happy. Shifting from unhappy to happy. Now, whenever we're unhappy, we have to shift to that mood of happiness. We have to shift, and nobody can do that for us, but you. No one can do it for me but me. Because happiness, you can find happiness in a person, place, or thing, where you can be happy for a minute, but it's only borrowed happiness. So true happiness has to be obtained from inside of you. True happiness is obtained inside of you. No one else can do it for you. No one else can sell it to you. You can't buy it from anyone else. True happiness is something that you foster within you. True happiness radiates from out of you. So whenever you shift from unhappiness to happiness, it is a willful, meaning you will yourself to be happy. You have to will yourself to be happy. You have to get rid of things in your life that are making your life unhappy. You have to get rid of it, and without apology. You have to do it for you so you can live your best life. So whenever you're shifting from unhappiness to happiness, you have to find within yourself, put some time aside and just go where you can reflect inward, and really pay attention to the things that make you happy. Pay attention to the things that make you unhappy. And whenever you find out these things, you have to do something about it. If you know that a person, place, or thing makes you unhappy, then guess what? You got to get rid of it. You got to get rid of it, or change the whatever that thing, or person, place, or thing is giving you. You have to change the dynamic. You have to change the dynamic, and that's hard. Now that's easier said than done, but it is great reward, with it. So you have to change the dynamic of those relationships. You have to do it. You got to do it. If you want to go from unhappiness to happiness, you have to put forth the energy within your own self to make that change. No one else, and I just keep on saying this, but no one else can do it for you. No one else. That person who's your knight in shining armor, and it not necessarily romantically, but that thing that you are hoping come to you to relieve you, it's not coming. It's not coming because it's found within you. It's already there. You are that knight in shining armor. You are that person that's going to help you transition from the unhappiness to the happiness. Now, I'm not talking about the Lord's help, because I do believe in that, so that's just an automatic. That's automatic. So just because I'm not saying with the help of the Lord and everything, definitely his help, definitely his guidance, but ultimately you are going to have to put forth the work. You are going to have to put forth the work. How long are you going to be unhappy? How long? I was unhappy for a long time. I was unhappy for a very long time. And not to say that I wasn't having good times and I wasn't enjoying life, but deep within my fabric, just like my underlying fabric, was unhappiness, because I was in situations that made me unhappy. I was dealing with people, places, and things that made me unhappy. And I was in that position until I decided that I wasn't going to be in that position anymore. I said, something has to change. This has to change. I'm not going to do my whole life like this. I am not going to do my whole life like this. So I had to like begin to shift my mindset. I had to shift my thoughts. I had to like become unafraid to admit it. I had to become unafraid to admit the discomfort that I was experiencing. Because a lot of people, they foster disappointment, they foster discomfort, and they're not going to do anything to change it. So these people are not going to encourage you to change it either, because they're used to not rocking the boat, so they don't want you to rock the boat. They don't want nobody to rock the boat. But guess what? In my life, I've learned that if I have to rock the boat, if I have to rock that boat to get movement going so that I can be in movement, then guess what? I'm going to rock that boat till I can't rock that boat no more. So yeah, you are ultimately the catalyst that is going to transition you from unhappiness to happiness. And it can be done. It looks hopeless, because whenever I was in the stance of unhappiness, it looked hopeless for a long time. I was walking around with a hopeless demeanor, because I just didn't believe that it was going to ever happen. And it wouldn't have ever happened. It wouldn't have ever happened if I didn't change my mindset and say, oh, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it happen, because I am not comfortable with this anymore. So yeah, just know that it's going to take some effort from you. You are going to have to be the manager of this transition. You're going to be the employee of this transition. You're going to be the CEO of this transition. You know, you're going to be everything in this transition. You're going to have to wear many hats in order to transition. But on the same token, you make sure those hats are hard hats and that they are strong. You make sure that those hats are strong, because you're going to have to wear them, and they're going to have endurance. Those hats are going to have to protect you. They're going to have to protect you. So just make sure that those hats are strong, hard hats. And get it done. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Transitioning from unhappiness to happiness. You would be so glad that you did. And anytime, and most of the time in transitioning, you know, there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of, sometimes even doubt. And, you know, you can ask yourself, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? But just know that in transitioning, you just have to keep it moving. You have to keep it moving. Even whenever you have to like move afraid, whenever you're like uncertain, keep moving through the uncertainty. Keep moving through the doubt. Keep moving, because it is not your lot in life to be unhappy, in a perpetual unhappy state. It is not your lot in life to be that. It is not your lot. You can change that. And the change is going to begin with you. The change is going to end with you. So stop looking for that person, place, or thing that's going to come and take all of this away, because they're not coming. They're not coming, because even if they did come, even if something did come and like give you a sentence that would catapult you to another level, have you even transformed your mind to even like maintain and sustain that elevation from that other place? Have you even like transformed your thoughts to be able to hold what you're getting ready to do? Because if you don't change your thoughts, if everything don't get lined up with what you're trying to do, then you're not going to be able to sustain where you're going. You will divert back. You will divert back. So yeah, get out of that state of unhappiness. You do not have to walk in the unhappiness. Whether it's a husband, you know, you can talk to him and maybe get counseling and see if you can do something to get into a happy state with him. If it's a child, you know, like grown kids that are still pulling on you, You're going to have to talk to them. You're going to have to talk to them and get out of that unhappy state. And if they don't want to get out of it, then guess what? Set the boundaries. Set the boundaries. Set the boundaries. And if they don't want to adhere to the boundaries, then go to the next step. And the next step is, if they don't want to adhere to the boundary, then you're going to have to cut them off. No, you can't stop loving them. Your children and stuff, you can't stop loving them, and they will be your children and your family. But guess what? You don't have to deal with them, but on a certain level. Whenever you get people, places, and things that you have to that has to still be a staple in your life, guess what? In points like that, you just deal with them on another level. On another level. Don't give them access to you to where they can make you unhappy. You get happy and you stay happy. And don't let nobody take your happy place away. Don't let anybody that's unhappy come into your happy place, because guess what? They're going to try to sap the life out of that happy place. So yeah, just get to a quiet place and get to work. Start pondering. Give yourself permission to tell yourself the truth about how you're feeling about a person, place, or thing. Give yourself permission. That's hard too, because you want to walk in denial. I wanted to walk in denial. I didn't want to admit what I was beginning to perceive. I didn't want to admit, and this was in my marriage, I didn't want to admit that I didn't want to be in my marriage anymore, because, it was my husband. He was a cheater, and amongst other things that comes with cheating, so I didn't want to be in that anymore. And then the last year we was together is the year when I finally said, nah, this ain't gonna work. I didn't just live in my marriage wanting a divorce. That was the last resort. That was the last resort. So yeah, find your happy place and stay there. You are not put on this earth to be unhappy. All right, thank you for listening, and thank you for watching.